Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever been in, say, a doctor's office or maybe sitting during a hospital briefing about, I don't know, a parent or your child and felt
Yeah.
that familiar wave of just information overload?
Oh, absolutely. That feeling is incredibly common.
Yeah, the doctor's speaking quickly, using terms you don't quite grasp, and you just kind of nod along, hoping you'll remember the important bits later. It's like,
Mhm.
like trying to catch water with a sieve.
It really is. And it points straight to one of the biggest challenges in healthcare,
What?
translating all that expert medical knowledge into clear, actionable understanding for the person who needs it most, the patient or their family.
Exactly. And that's really what we're diving into today. We've got this fascinating stack of sources here covering everything from the global bodies that set the gold standard for hospital quality
hmm
all the way down to the intensely personal sort of moment-by-moment skill of how you listen when a doctor is briefing you.
Right. Our mission with this deep dive is really to connect these seemingly distant ideas. We want to show you the significant efforts happening system-wide to ensure you receive high-quality care
Okay.
and equip you with practical, personal strategies to make sure you actually understand and, benefit from that care.
So kind of looking at quality healthcare from two angles.
Exactly. The system designed to protect you and then your personal activation of that system.
Got it. So we're going to explore first this world of healthcare accreditation and what goes into making sure hospitals meet these really rigorous standards. We'll look at major players like Joint Commission International, JCI, and India's National Accreditation Board for Hospitals and Healthcare Providers, NABH.
Hmm.
And then we'll zero in on your absolutely vital role, the power of active listening during those crucial medical conversations. As you'll see, the success of one really, really relies on the other.
That connection is just foundational, isn't it? The hospital can build the best possible system for care. But if that communication bridge isn't strong, well, the benefits might not fully reach you.
Let's start with that system side then, the foundation of trust that these accreditation bodies are trying to build. When you hear about, say, JCI or NABH accreditation, what does that actually mean? What does it signify?
Well, these are organizations dedicated to setting benchmarks for quality and safety in healthcare, globally and nationally. JCI, Joint Commission International, for instance, operates in over 70 countries.
70. Wow.
Yeah, accrediting more than 1,000 programs. Their driving mission, they stated as to enable and affirm the highest standards of healthcare quality and patient safety for all.
70 countries, it's a huge undertaking. How do they actually do that? Like, what does JCI accreditation mean in practice for a hospital?
Well, it's a rigorous process. Think of it like a comprehensive quality audit for the hospital. JCI provides these detailed international standards that hospitals have to meet.
Covering everything.
Pretty much everything, yeah. From infection control and medication management to patient rights and facility safety. They also have specific initiatives like the International Patient Safety Goals, which target common risks.
Okay.
So for a hospital, achieving that gold seal of approval, it means they've really demonstrated they have specific processes and protocols in place, all designed to make care safer and more effective.
So it's definitely not just a sticker on the door. It means they've been vetted against specific criteria aimed at, like, preventing errors and ensuring care is consistent. How does that tangibly benefit the patient, though? The sources mention things like teamwork, risk management.
Exactly. Think about it from your perspective, right?
Uh-huh.
If a hospital has gone through that demanding JCI process, it suggests their staff is better trained in coordinated care. Nurses, doctors, technicians, all working together more seamlessly.
Right.
Improved risk management means they likely have systems to double-check medications, verify your identity before procedures, reduce the chances of hospital-acquired infections, things like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
And a culture of patient safety means everyone on staff feels empowered to speak up if they see something potentially risky for a patient. It's really about creating an environment where potential harms are systematically reduced, leading to better outcomes for you.
So it gives the hospital a competitive advantage, sure, but the main goal is boosting community confidence through safer care.
That's the idea. It strengthens community confidence because they can point to this external validation of their safety processes.
That makes that gold seal feel a lot more meaningful when you connect it directly to things like preventing medication errors or infections.
Precisely. It reflects a pretty significant investment by the hospital in robust processes,
Yeah.
all designed with patient safety front and center.
Okay, so moving from that global view to a national one, specifically in India, we have NABH, the National Accreditation Board for Hospitals and Healthcare Providers. What's their role? Is it similar?
It is similar, yeah.
Hmm.
NABH is a constituent board of the Quality Council of India. They play a comparable role to JCI, but are specifically focused on establishing accreditation programs and benchmarks tailored for the Indian health industry.
Right.
Their mission is stated as creating an ecosystem for quality within the country's healthcare landscape.
Creating an ecosystem for quality. That sounds like a really ambitious nationwide effort to lift the standard across the board. And, as the sources highlight, getting accredited by bodies like NABH is actually a really complex process for hospitals. This must be where specialized help comes in.
Absolutely. This is where organizations like Suprematic Consultancy, which was mentioned in the sources, come into the picture. Accreditation isn't just simple paperwork.
No, I imagine not.
It often requires pretty significant changes to a hospital's operations, their documentation, staff training. So consultants act as guides, helping hospitals navigate all these complex requirements.
What kind of help do they offer?
Oh, it can be everything from the initial planning and design of facilities, making sure they meet safety standards, to helping recruit qualified staff, and crucially, implementing the actual quality management systems needed for accreditation.
So they're basically helping hospitals build the very systems that the accreditation bodies like NABH are going to come in and check.
Exactly. They act as a kind of single-point service provider, helping hospital owners put all the necessary pieces in place.
Okay.
And you see associated entities, like HospiMatch, discussing various healthcare topics. It just shows the breadth of areas these quality and management principles touch on, things like specialized care for different patient groups, or leveraging technology effectively, managing therapy services.
Right. It's not just about the surgery itself.
No, it reinforces that quality isn't just one thing, it's about the entire patient journey. And that requires meticulous planning and execution across many, many departments.
Right. Okay, so we have these big systemic efforts, the accreditation bodies setting the high bar, consultants helping hospitals reach it all, designed to create a safer, more effective healthcare environment for you. But now let's shift the focus completely to your personal experience within that environment. Because even in a facility with the best accreditation, there's that point where everything hinges on communication, doesn't it, between you and your healthcare team?
This brings us straight to the absolutely critical concept of active listening in healthcare settings. We're drawing key insights here from sources like active listening and lifelines.
Okay.
Because, while the system sets the stage, it's your personal engagement, particularly your ability to listen effectively, that really activates that quality for your benefit.
So active listening in a medical context, how is that different from just hearing what's being said? It's fundamentally different. Hearing is passive. Active listening means paying close attention, yes, but also actively working to understand the information being shared, processing it, and then responding in a way that confirms you've actually grasped it.
And it's particularly vital during those doctor briefings you mentioned, like ward rounds, OPD visits.
Exactly. Those moments on a ward round, in an OPD visit, or maybe after a procedure where the doctor's giving you crucial updates and instructions.
Why are those specific moments so critical for focused listening?
Well, because that's often where the most vital information about a diagnosis, the treatment plan, the next steps, potential risks, all of that is communicated.
Right.
And the sources highlight several key benefits of really focusing your listening then. It drastically reduces the chance of misinterpreting vital medical information, which is paramount for safety, obviously.
Makes sense.
It can significantly reduce your anxiety because understanding empowers you and makes the situation feel less frightening, helps you make timely and informed decisions about your care or maybe your loved one's care.
And crucially, it ensures you can properly implement the care plan, especially after you leave the hospital or clinic, following instructions correctly.
That resonates so strongly. I remember one of the sources, Lifelines, described doctors' briefings really beautifully. It called them bridges between your loved one's condition and your understanding of it.
That's a great
And it added, the doctor brings the facts. Your listening brings clarity and calm.
That's it, exactly. The medical facts can be complex, maybe even overwhelming, But your active effort to listen and understand transforms those facts into a clear picture and maybe a sense of calm competence in managing this situation.
Yeah.
Without that active listening, the bridge isn't complete, is it? And the facts might just remain confusing noise.
Okay, so if focused listening is the key to crossing that bridge, what are the practical steps we can actually take, especially during those maybe high stakes briefings? The sources gave some really actionable advice here.
They really did. First, and perhaps hardest in our connected world, staying present.
Mm-hmm. Put the phone away.
Exactly. Put away your phone, avoid side conversations, just give your full, undivided attention to the doctor. Imagine trying to absorb complex medical news while, scrolling through social media. It's just impossible.
No way. Okay, crucial first step. What else?
Letting the doctor finish. It can be so tempting to jump in with questions immediately,
Oh, yeah.
but try to let them complete their initial explanation. Make a mental note or even a quick written note of your questions and ask them at the end. This helps ensure you get the full picture before diving into specifics.
Patience is definitely needed there, a conscious effort.
Absolutely. And taking notes is invaluable. Seriously. Even if it's just scribbling on a notepad or typing into your phone's notes app.
What kind of things?
Jot down key points like the diagnosis, names of medicines, any upcoming tests, timelines, next steps. The Lifeline source even suggested asking the doctor if they can maybe write down key points for you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or, if you're allowed, maybe recording the conversation on your phone for later reference. You'd need to ask permission, of course.
Yeah, asking the doctor to jot things down, that takes the pressure off you trying to remember everything word for word in the moment.
Precisely. Another really key point is clarifying, not arguing. If something doesn't make sense, or maybe it contradicts something you thought, ask for explanation respectfully.
How would you phrase that?
Something like, could you please explain that part again? Or, just so I'm clear, does that mean X?
Mm-hmm.
The sources are pretty clear that initial briefing is really for understanding the facts being presented, not the time to debate the diagnosis itself.
Right. That's an important distinction. You're there to absorb and clarify, not necessarily to challenge the medical expertise right then and there.
Exactly. And the Lifeline source offered a really practical tip about managing who's listening, especially with family, limiting the family crowd.
Ah.
While loved ones absolutely want to be informed, having too many people chiming in asking questions can just lead to chaos and distractions. Maybe designate one or two main listeners to engage with the doctor during that formal briefing time.
That sounds like very pragmatic advice for busy hospital settings, keeps things focused.
It does. And finally, confirming understanding. Don't just nod and say, okay. Try rephrasing or summarizing what you heard back to the doctor or the nurse.
Like a quick playback.
Yeah, exactly. Something like, okay, so if I understand correctly, we need to give her this medication twice a day for 5 days and then call the clinic if the fever returns. That verbal check ensures everyone's on the same page, and it helps solidify the information for you too.
And the active listening source adds to this, right? Using those verbal and nonverbal cues, nodding, eye contact, saying things like, I understand or I see, just to show you're engaged.
Definitely.
Being respectful, of course, but also feeling empowered to share your concerns openly, not hesitating to ask questions even if you think they're basic. Your understanding is what matters most.
Absolutely. Ask the dumb question. There isn't one in this context.
And ideally, preparing for the briefing by maybe jotting down questions you have before the doctor even comes in, that could make your listening more targeted.
Preparation is always a good strategy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And look, even with the best focus and preparation, let's be real, healthcare information can be overwhelming. You might forget things or get mixed up later.
It happens all the time.
It does. And the sources offer strategies for this too. Don't panic. You can often ask the nurse or maybe a junior doctor to repeat key information.
Okay.
If it's possible and the facility allows it, ask if a summary can be sent via, say, WhatsApp, or maybe just a written note provided. Or, especially in family situations, keep a shared notebook, physical or digital, where designated family members contribute the information they received.
So there are backup plans if you don't catch everything the first time. It's not necessarily a one-shot deal.
Exactly. And just being aware of common listening mistakes helps you avoid them. Things like interrupting with totally unrelated questions, getting into debates during the briefing, letting too many people crowd the conversation, or relying on one family member who wasn't really paying attention.
Right. Okay, so we've covered the high-level systemic efforts through accreditation bodies like JCI and NABH and the consultants helping them, all creating this framework for quality. And we've explored your personal moment-to-moment skill of active listening during briefings. Now let's really bring it all together. Why do these two pieces, the system and your listening, matter so much to you?
Well, they matter because they are fundamentally two sides of the same coin for your health journey. The hospital's striving for that JCI or NABH accreditation. They're building the foundation of safety and quality.
Right, the system.
They're putting in the systems to reduce errors, improve coordination, train staff better. But that sophisticated system, it really relies on effective communication to truly deliver its benefits to you. Your active listening is what bridges that gap
The gap between
the hospital's potential for high-quality care and your actual experience of receiving that care safely and effectively.
Okay. So the accreditation ensures the hospital can provide good care, but your listening ensures you understand and receive that good carefully. Can you just reiterate those personal benefits of active listening for the listener one more time? Because they seem really powerful.
Absolutely. By actively listening during medical briefings, you gain a much clearer understanding of your health condition, your treatment options, what's expected of you.
Okay.
This enhanced understanding naturally fosters trust with your doctor. And crucially, when you understand your care plan, you are far more likely to follow through with instructions correctly, whether that's taking medication properly, knowing when to seek follow-up, recognizing warning signs.
Which leads to better outcomes.
Directly contributes to better health outcomes. And just personally, feeling informed and understood significantly reduces the anxiety and stress that health issues inevitably bring.
And on the flip side, as one source highlighted, simply ignoring or not really processing these briefings can have serious negative consequences, right?
Absolutely. Missed instructions can lead to conditions worsening unnecessarily. Misunderstanding risks can cause complications down the line. It's not just about being a good patient in some abstract way. It's fundamentally about your safety and maximizing the chances of a positive health outcome.
It really reinforces that idea of the bridge you mentioned. If you don't actively cross it by listening, that vital information just stays on the doctor's side.
Exactly. And you're left navigating potentially complex health situations without the necessary guidance, which isn't a good place to be.
No. So, we've taken a deep dive today into how quality is built into the healthcare system through global and national accreditation standards, creating a safer environment. And we've explored your essential active role in leveraging that system through effective listening during medical briefings, drawing out some specific practical steps directly from the sources.
Yeah, and the key takeaway is that while institutions strive tirelessly to elevate system-wide quality and patient safety, and that's incredibly important work, your active engagement in understanding your own care remains absolutely indispensable. Effective listening really is that critical link.
The link that transforms.
The link that transforms expert medical facts into your clear understanding and your ability to take appropriate action for your health.
Which leaves us with this final thought to consider, based on everything we've discussed today. Considering the increasing complexity of healthcare, if accreditation bodies set the benchmarks for system quality and doctors provide the crucial, sometimes life-impacting information, how much of your personal health journey's success ultimately rests on your ability to actively listen, engage, and really build that vital bridge of understanding with the care being provided?